Hey y'all, we're back. We are back with another real deal reaction. Yeah, I'm back, y'all. Had to take a break from the case. I had to take a break from the case to evaluate the decision that's going on in Nancy Guthrie case. And I had to go back, y'all. I had to go back. I had to go back and find out who was on the investigation first. Okay, who was at the investigation first? Okay, so what I did was I said, well, who called 911? Where's the 911 call in the Nancy Guthrie case? Who made the 911 call and where's the 911 call? Okay, just remind y'all, Nancy was 84. One of the relatives called 911. They called 911 at 12:03 p.m. on that Sunday, okay, to report her missing. Listen now, because we got to find out who was on point at first. So after she failed to arrive as scheduled, Mark Kelly, Democrat, reported calling the sheriff and the police. He the one called the sheriff and the police immediately after receiving a call from who? Her daughter Savannah regarding this situation, because Savannah doesn't live in the same state her mom lives in. Okay? We have to look back, y'all, because something's going on, and I don't know if the sheriff is protecting the case, he's hindering the case. I don't know. So that's the point we got to find out, because the investigation is standing still. Okay. So now we got that in order. We know who called 911. We know that the one of the relatives called the 911 at 12:03 p.m. on a Sunday, which she spent time with her family on a Saturday. And the family don't have nothing to do with this. They had been excluded, y'all. Okay, now Savannah reported she called Mark Kelly. Mark Kelly called the sheriff. I'm assuming that the sheriff is the first person on the scene, but I'm not sure, okay? So the initial report, friends alert, okay, friends alert. So let's see there. The friends alert the family when she did not arrive, and I guess that did not arrive to church. I'm not sure, but when she didn't arrive, leading to the 911 call, she's supposed to went to church that morning, but she didn't return. She didn't arrive at church, y'all. Okay, the police respond that the sheriff NANOS patrols. NANOS reported at 12:15 p.m. on the. He reported to me soon. He reported at 12:15 because one of the relatives called at 12:03. Mark called it. Savannah called Mark Kelly, and Mark Kelly called the sheriff, and the sheriff came up at a good time at 12:15 p.m. Okay, now there was blood when the sheriff got there. There was blood on the front porch of the Tucson, Arizona home. Okay, so we're gonna start right there with that. So I just want y'all to know who called who from the beginning. Okay, we have to go back. Y'all going too fast. Now, it's a lot of things have taken place. This case, I took a break from the case and sit back and observe a lot. And there's a lot going on in this case. So, the sheriff did good. He showed up at 12:15. I think the sheriff is under pressure, y'all. They own him for some reason. I know he's allegedly a Democratic, and Mark Kelly is also a Democrat. So I don't know, what are we basically dealing with? Are we dealing with politics here or not? I've been saying it from the beginning. I've been saying that the sheriff is holding back to something, like they hiding something because he knows something. Okay, that's Mark. That's Mark Kelly, with the sheriff. Okay, so you have to stay focused on this case because you'll get lost. So I had to take a break and push back for a moment, and now I'm back. I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna be. I ain't got nothing else to do. Okay, so that's Mark Kelly. I had to show y'all who Mark Kelly was. Okay. Now, since while I was taking a break, I was taking notes. Okay, I brought it to here. I came here, and I said it's an investigation going on. Why is the sheriff, Miss Guthrie, is missing? Why is he at a college basketball game? So y'all don't put the puzzle together because it's all over the place. It's not me. Don't focus on me. Focus on the case. The case is all over the place. Okay? All right. Now, he was spotted at a basketball game. Why is he at a basketball game? Why? Why is he at a basketball game? And 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie is missing. Your mind's supposed to be on this. Your mind should be on this investigation, just like mine's. Okay. We don't know what's going on here. Okay. So politically, I think that's where we are in this case. He the one showed up at 12:15 on me and Nancy's porch.
Is in hot water after being seen in the stands of a college basketball game yesterday while the investigation is still ongoing.
Now, who he at basketball with, I don't know, game with, I don't care who the person is, but he shouldn't be at a basketball game. You got to work. You got to work. You sign up for the job, you got to do the job. You don't want nobody else hindering your investigation.
Here with the very latest details. Good morning, Chandler.
Hey, good morning, Griff. So Pima County Sheriff Chris.
Okay, I wanted to show y'all that I had got. Okay, so he was the first one got the call. So I was just concerned about why was the sheriff at the basketball game. And so politically, you got to be careful because there are two parties working this investigation. He can't. He don't need. Well, I'm gonna get into that. Okay. Yeah, Jennifer. Now I can communicate with you with that. Okay. Let me go right here. Okay. So I want to bring y'all that. Anytime you sign up for a job, I don't care how long you've been on your job, you can't get too relaxed where you forgot that you need to be investigating, a case. Okay. So here we go. Now, a lot has happened. I'm not going nowhere, y'all. I'm a leader, okay? I'm here. I was sent here for a reason. Now, I want to go here. I want to go to News Nation because Ashley said something. Ashley, like me, we all over the place with this. We're really all over the place. We are all over the place with this case. And Nancy, Ashley think just like me in this case. This case is so yabba dabba do. It's something that, and why is that?
Which was absolutely uncalled for, and it almost feels to me like.
Now I want to get to this part on. This was interesting when I looked at Nancy, not Nancy. I don't know why me and Nancy man keep coming up. They found the sheriff when he first arrived at the scene. Let me show y'all what he found. Hold on, y'all. Hold on the porch. Because you got to remember that he the first person on the scene.
This is the bariatric gelatin bedtime recipe that took me from 100.
NANOS was the first on the scene, which he's supposed to be the first on the scene. Because Nancy, Savannah, the one called the sheriff. Hold on, y'all. I want to show a blue when he pulled up to the porch. Let me see, can I find? Hold on, y'all. Ashley had a shirt. Hold on, let me see, can I find it? Okay. When they pulled up to the porch, it's a lot that they found on the porch. I can't understand why Miss Nancy is, why she bleeding like that. And they found something blue over there on the porch. And what they found blue over there on the porch, the sheriff found was a blue t-shirt. And the blue t-shirt is Miss Nancy's. Now, I want y'all to hear what Ashley had to say about that, though. Because remember I told y'all he the first one at the scene.
And then again, when the Sheriff Chris Nanos previously said the bright blue shirt was used by U.S. Border Patrol K-9 team. The shirt was left behind and then retrieved. Video showed it near the drop zone.
Okay. My thing is, why is the blue shirt? I mean, why are they getting so sloppy on their investigation? Why are they getting so sloppy? That's another thing to think about. People don't care and work hard like we used to work.
Her front step. Man, that just makes me so frustrated. So I take from that U.S. Border Patrol got the item of clothing from Nancy Guthrie that had her scent and then gave that to the dogs to try to track. And when their work was done, somebody left it there.
Okay. So somebody left that blue shirt. Let me see, can I find the blue shirt? And I want to move on. Let me see. The reason why I want to show y'all the blue. Hold on for a second, y'all. Okay. Can't find the blue shirt. Okay, here it go, right here. Here go the blue shirt that was found. And the blue shirt was used for the K9 dog. So after they finished with the K9 dog, smelling the shirt or doing whatever, they just threw the shirt over there. All right, they threw it over there. Okay, so I want to get here. I just want to show y'all that when Sheriff Nanos pulled up, this is what he saw at 12:15, and he was moving fast. He got there quick when Mark Kelly called him.
It might actually be.
Okay. Now a lot has happened. I'm going to show y'all a video. And by the way, real deal, y'all doing a good job with this investigation with me. Now, what you're looking at right here is too many hands in the investigation. Too many political party hands in the investigation. Okay? You caught a detective on Miss Nancy's house messing with the cameras. Why is he messing with the cameras? He don't have to do this. What is he doing? What are you doing? If you want to know anything about that camera, you have to do nothing but call the system. Think about it, y'all. What is he doing? And then all of a sudden we see a masked man. And all of a sudden we see a masked man on the front porch. What's up, girl? Yes, we see a mess man on the front porch. Okay, after this, y'all, this case here is like so much. I'm trust me. I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere. I'm gonna be here forever, ever. Now, a lot been going on with nanos, and I'm not going to quickly say anything negative about this dude, but I said from the beginning that he's hiding something. Because, like I said, the family, that I wish we had the 911 call, because the relative called 911. And when the relative, Savannah, got the call, so she called Mark Kelly. Mark Kelly immediately dialed the county sheriff. See, Mark Kelly is a retired senator. He's Democrat. Allegedly, NANOS Democrats. So y'all got two political parties working in between this case, whether you don't want to believe it or not. NANOS is either protecting the case, Miss Nancy case, or he hindering the case. We don't know. Anything, I think he's protecting the case, but he's not trusting somebody in the case. It was a lot of listen to this, y'all.
Now into week 3, if I flash back to February the 1st, when you first, what advice would you go back and give yourself now? Is there anything you do differently?
That's been asked 100 times. First of all, I think to answer that, people need to understand.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me turn these noise out in the background. Let me turn my noise out. Hold on for a minute. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me turn the noise out. Get you some coffee. Okay. Okay, here we go, y'all. We back. We're back. Okay. I had to get rid of some of that noise so y'all can hear. Because he lost it. He needed to that's why he shouldn't have took a day away to go to a college basketball game and should have stayed focused on the investigation. Listen to what he has to say.
Now into week 3, if I flash back to February the 1st, when you first get that call, what advice would you go back and give yourself now? Is there anything you do differently?
That's been asked 100 times. First of all, I think to answer that, people need to understand. I have a team of investigators and a forensic team that process crime scenes all the time, have done so for decades. They have solved hundreds, if not thousands, of cases. And so to sit back and judge them or question them.
Okay. I see what's going on. So, this is what I want to do before I disrespect. I'm not going to disrespect him, period. He has his own investigation team. Okay? He has his own political party, which is good. Nancy trusts him. Nancy trusts him. But they putting pressure on that man, y'all. They putting pressure on him. That's what I'm saying. He has his own investigation team. Somebody is allegedly either turning on him. Is it close to election time? But is they turning on him? Because this don't came. This is not anything that has to do with Miss Guthrie. We don't know when he first went on the scene. What did he? We know he found the shirt. What else do he know that he's hiding, and why is he hiding it from the FBI? Y'all got to ask that question because he was the first person that walked on that scene. And what hurt him the most, he can't tell us, but he need to stay professional. But he can't tell us what's going on.
Now into week 3, if I flash back to February the 1st when you first get that call, what advice would you go back and give yourself now? Is there anything you do differently?
That's been asked 100 times. First of all, I think to answer that, people need to understand. I have a team of investigators and a forensic team that process crime scenes all the time, have done so for decades. They have solved hundreds, if not thousands, of cases. And so to sit back and judge them or question them, that's just crazy.
It's a lot of it.
They're my experts. I have to rely on them. I'll put their solvency rate against anybody in the nation in terms of those different.
But sometime, Nanos, people turn on you. Your own forensic team, your own team will turn on you just to get somebody else in your position, especially in this investigation. Because you was the first person there. You know what's going on.
Crimes, homicides, robberies, rapes. They do a tremendous job. I have a great team that does good work. So I've heard all the pundits out there about, we closed the crime scene too early, this, that, and the other. They have no clue. Where did they make that statement from? I have a team that goes there. They spent 20-some hours there. They came out of there. They immediately contact the FBI. That was another story. The sheriff is blocking the FBI. Where that stuff comes from, I have no idea. We have worked with the FBI at their office for decades. They have worked here for decades.
Okay, what tripping me? Now he said something interesting. If he been working with the FBI, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Okay, now I'm listening to what he's saying. If this man been doing a good job working with the FBI the whole time, what's wrong with now working with the FBI? Y'all not hearing what he's saying? All these years he been working with Biden. Now he's working with Trump. He sees if they got problems in this investigation. If y'all didn't read between that line, y'all not paying attention. You're not paying attention. So stop being sensitive and listen to what this man's saying. All these years I never had this kind of problem with my investigation. Now I'm having problems. Y'all better find out what he's saying. Y'all better find out it's a political party going on here. And he's been doing a good job the whole time. He lost like 1% of the election for the sheriff. He was competing against someone else. Y'all got this thing is so deeper than what y'all think it is. It's deeper than what y'all think it is. Okay? He's a Democratic Party. And this case is not Democratic. Cause listen to what he said. Listen to what he says right here. And who that? It's a guy. I wish he was in the chat. He came. A guy who was in our chat the other day. He tried to tell y'all what was going on too. When he was saying I knew what he was saying. Political. It is a political party going on here. It's always something that the sheriff is saying, but he's protecting himself. Listen to this again. Listen to what he said.
That stuff comes from, I have no idea. We have worked with the FBI at their office for decades. They have worked here for decades. We've always gotten along with the FBI. When decisions are made about an investigation like this, and we're partners with it's not just the FBI, my Pima Regional Critical Incident Team.
Yeah, I don't hear what that man saying.
Which includes every...
He never had this problem before. But see, what you got to do, NANOS. I know you're trying to protect this case for Nancy's, because that's her mom. Y'all asked for, Nancy asked for the public help, but like another girl said, like another young lady said in the chat, y'all got to understand. I think he already know what happened to Miss Nancy. She's not in Mexico. I think since he was the first person on the scene, he knows he already told y'all it was a kidnapping. He never had problem working with the FBI. He never had problem working with another team. Why now, since the president of the United States is Trump, and now he having problem with his team in his investigation? This is what he's saying. They got to work together, y'all, and they are not going to work together because they are a separate party. They are a separate party. Political party. They are a separate political party. He wasn't supposed to win. Republicans supposed to win him in 2015. Well, he lost in 2000 and, don't get me quoting wrong, in 2016, I think 2016. He ran again. They won the first time, but he lost. He lost against somebody, and he ran again. And the only reason why he won because of 1%. It's something going on with this. Y'all got to remember now, Miss Nancy was in politics as well. That's why Savannah called Mark Kelly. And when Mark Kelly called, this dude, and I'm taking y'all back into the beginning of the investigation. He saw blood on the porch, and he had his team out there who was clumsy with the situation. It may be, Marcus.
It's not just the FBI. My Pima Regional Critical Incident Team, which includes every agency in this valley. That wasn't the sheriff put that together.
Hey,
that was 11 law enforcement leaders in this county, along with the sheriff, deciding that we need to be transparent when we handle such things as officer-involved shootings. All this.
He is right. You got to be transparent. See, y'all got to understand. This man say things like me. When I speak, I know what I'm saying. I know how to say it, and I'm not gonna say what people want me to say. So it's gonna be all over the place. What I say is gonna be all over the place because I'm not gonna say what they want me to say. You can't say that when you doing an investigation. Ain't nobody gonna come out straight out and say this and say that. And that's what he doing. He holding back information. and he's not trustworthy. They're not trusting him in this situation. Got this man right here got a little power in what he doing, y'all. I ain't got nothing against him. But I'm saying it's a reason why things working. Y'all got to. I'm gonna push it back. I got to push it back because this is the first time he said he ever had this kind of problem. Lately, okay, for how many times did Biden win? Okay, he never had this problem. But now everybody, I just showed y'all a man standing on a ladder with messing with the camera. What the heck is he doing on? I took it down. I'm sorry. You have to go back and look at it. He's standing on a ladder. He's standing up on a ladder. Now this dude right here, first person at the scene, Miss Nancy said, "Mark, get over there. Mark, call somebody to see about my mom. Cause my sister said that she ain't answering the phone." So Mark Kelly, I got to tell y'all this. Call this man that he trusted. Mark Kelly is a retired Senate Democratic. He's a Democrat. Y'all, this a political situation. He turned it into an investigation with his team. His team, he has everybody in his team, everything going on over the years. He got his team. Now you got the political party coming in, the FBI wants to take over the situation, but you got to understand who the FBI working for. Who is the FBI working for, y'all? They working for who? Okay. All right. I ain't got to tell you no if you've been keeping up. See, I vote, so I know what's going on.
They spent 20 some hours there. They came out of there. They immediately contact the FBI. That was another story. Oh, the sheriff is blocking the FBI. Where that stuff comes from, I have no idea. We have worked with the FBI at their office for decades. They have worked here for decades. We've always gotten along with the FBI. When decisions are made about an investigation like this, and we're partners with it's not just the FBI, my team of Regional Critical Incident Team, which includes every agency in this valley.
Yeah, I got to understand who in charge of who is the leader who in charge of the FBI? Why is Cash Patel in this? Why did this become a political party? Like y'all asked that question. Why did it become political? Huh? What is Cash Patel has to do with this? This man been a sheriff since 2015. Probably longer, I don't know. He got his own team who been doing a good job. What's the problem with this FBI team? If you can't move this man out the way, they can't. It's so powerful, y'all, to where you can't get rid of me. Cause I'm not going nowhere. You can't get rid of him. He's not going nowhere until if y'all don't vote on him.
Listen, the sheriff put that together. That was 11 law enforcement leaders in this county, along with the sheriff, deciding that we need to be transparent when we handle such things as officer-involved shootings,
All this.
major investigations. And so we rely on each other and we partner. Staffing is a big issue.
Yep.
Every agency is short-staffed. So we double up and help each other. Right now, 400 officers out in this community work in this very case. From the federal government to the state government to all our valley agents.
I don't mean to cut you off here. I am on a time crunch, so I want to get some in here. One of the other rumors that's been going wild, at least one report of it, is this has become a burglary gone wrong investigation. I know you have not mentioned that. You haven't talked about forced entry here. Do you have a theory on how this perp got in the house? Did Nancy open the door for a man in a mask with a gun?
First of all, the sheriff's theories don't really matter. It's those who are investigating this case, their theories, their thoughts.
But come on.
Work that
Hold on.
together as a team. And
This,
all
hold
of
on.
those possibilities.
This dude right here asked him a question that I asked y'all the other day because I took a break. I took a break from the case because these people trying to confuse us. They trying to mess with our mind, but not Nancy, but Savannah asking for our help because they don't mess it up. Sheriff Nanos, you got to tell the people a little something because you were the first on the scene. You can't hide all the information. You got to tell us something. Cause you ain't saying nothing. And like this guy, did she open the door? I'm like him. How did the burglar get inside the home? How did he get in the home? How did she get in the home? How she get in the house? This a glass broken? Y'all ain't told us nothing. Y'all working a case that y'all act like y'all already done fixed. Tell us something.
Agents.
I don't mean to cut you off here. I am on a time crunch, so I want to get some in here. One of the other rumors that's been going wild, at least one report of it, is this has become a burglary gone wrong investigation. I know you have not mentioned that. You haven't talked about forced entry here. Do you have a theory on how this perp got in the house? Did Nancy open the door for a man in a mask with a gun?
First of all, the sheriff's theories don't really matter. It's those who are investigating this case, their theories, their thoughts, and they share that and work that together as a team. And all of those possibilities are something we all look at and consider. But it'd be very irresponsible of me to give out certain key pieces of this case.
But you don't have to give us the key piece, Sheriff. You don't have to give us a key piece. You can tell us something. Y'all scared that y'all so afraid that if y'all gave us the key, what is the key? What is the key piece? Can y'all give us a little something of the key piece? I mean, y'all do have people out there that care about people. They got people. You got people like me that work with people with mental illness, mental health. Everybody that care about elderly people. It's not about the sheriff. It's not about the FBI. It's about Miss Nancy. It's about Miss Nancy. We don't care nothing about you. We care something about Miss Nancy. Why can't you give us just a little piece of your cake in this case?
So that the public can know.
You know, the thing that has
But you ain't told the public nothing. Only person been sharing something from this case is the FBI TMZ. You ain't gave us nothing to work with. I don't want to go against this man like this. You got to give us something. You can't hide it from us. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just so upset because you got an elderly lady that y'all don't turn it into a whole different thing. Are we going to ever find out what happened? You know what happened to Miss Nancy. You know exactly what happened to Miss Nancy. You can't keep that. That's selfish. This can't be a selfish case when y'all know what's going on. Somebody know what's going on. Because I know you told Mark.
put out to the public. I know the FBI and you both released those images from the doorbell camera. Have all the images that you have been released, or are there more that...
Oh my goodness, no, because we have so many images from ring cameras and videos of traffic videos, intersection videos. You can't. Well, anything that we look at and say, this is critical.
But Nanos, y'all was in the lady house. That lady got a lot of cameras around that house. I just showed them a camera, the FBI detective on top of the house, on the side of the house, doing something to the cameras. We ain't talking about no traffic video. We talking about it's a lot of videos in our house. Why are you not sharing with us? Why are you holding? If you hold things back from us, then you hindering the case. We might not never find Miss Nancy. I tell you what, we might not never know what happened to Miss Nancy. And we have to be a voice for Miss Nancy Guthrie. Because she's not here to give her voice to listen to.
This can help us. See, that's where the public really can help us. We don't need all the pundits. We need you to tell us something you might have seen, heard, or know that can help us find Nancy. That's the focus.
But see, the focus is the public's not going to tell you nothing because y'all ain't going to put it out there. The public not going to, if they know that you're not going to protect them, they're not going to put it out there. What the public going to talk for? And they watching y'all. And they see that y'all not even collaborating together. Why should they tell? Why should they say anything? If y'all ain't going to do nothing about it.
Politics, not the wild guesses. We just need to know I firmly believe, someone out there knows something. Someone out there saw something, heard something. We need that.
Well, you know too, Sheriff, because you was the first one at the house. You know something. Y'all, I'm not going to let up out this case for Miss Nancy. I'm going to be a voice for Miss Nancy. Because you pulled up at the house and you saw everything. But y'all ain't telling us how did the burglary got into the house. Y'all ain't telling us nothing. Y'all just leaving us on a coat hanger falling off of it.
Has there been any evidence so far that Nancy is still alive, or is it just hope of investigators and the family?
There's been no evidence that she's not.
Did y'all hear what he said? He said there is no evidence that she's not alive. That's what he said. That's why Savannah keep coming on saying that she has hope. What's going on here, y'all? What's going on? I'm tired of playing cat and mouse with these people. It's time for them. You listen to what he just said. There's been no evidence that she is not alive. Well, y'all ain't doing y'all job. Somebody smarter than y'all. Right, Debbie. Right. Something ain't right about this. He says no evidence. Been no evidence that she's not alive.
And it is hope, but sometimes.
You heard what he said? But it is hope. This is where Savannah Guthrie getting her information from. He his information to Mark Kelly. Savannah trusts him to look after his mom securely, allegedly. So, what he just said, there's hope. Y'all ain't listen to what he's saying. Y'all making up stuff. But listen to what he just said. I'm going to back it up. Don't worry about my vocabulary. Worry about what he's saying. Stop. So worried about me for? Jesus. Worry about this man right here.
Public really can help us.
Worrying about Lil Nita.
The pundits, we need you to tell us something you might have seen, heard, or know that can help us find Nancy. That's the focus, not the politics, not the wild guesses. We just need to know I firmly believe, someone out there knows something. Someone out there saw something, heard something. We need that person to call us.
Has there been any evidence so far that Nancy is still alive, or is it just hope of investigators and the family?
There's been no evidence that she's not.
Okay.
And it is hope. But sometimes that's all you have. And you have to go with that.
Yes, you have to go with hope, y'all. You just has to go with hope. And that's what I'm going with. Hope that she's still alive.
And it's not just the family. It's not just my investigators. It's me. We have to have some hope.
You know, you cleared the family yesterday publicly. I think that may have happened earlier in the investigation. Are you able to, the people we saw detained last week in Rio Rico Tuesday and then on Friday, have either or both of those incidents, have those folks been cleared yet?
Well, I think in my mind, we've cleared them to a point where we feel like, okay, we've talked with them. We've done some checking on what they were reporting as maybe an alibi or whatever. We validated some information. There's still some evidence that we need to process because we did do search warrants at those homes. But yes, if detectives weren't satisfied, they wouldn't have been released.
You know, some people, again, the pundits have been critical of those searches coming up with what they're saying empty, right? And I know that these are not searches that happen willy-nilly. There's reasons that these searches happen. It's not just like snap of a finger.
Down the hall from here is our command post with detectives, FBI, our county attorney's office. The FBI has the same thing. Detectives over there from my agency and FBI agents and the U.S. attorneys. And so every time we come into something where it's questionable about the law, hey, searching someone's home is a really big issue to law enforcement. Not because you can gain evidence, but because you could be violating someone's right. Your home is your sanctity. So we look at that breach.
He is right. Can't just walk in nobody's house like that. So, Carlos, they can't just walk in his house and investigate his house. He has rights too.
Take it very serious. So much so that we do check with county attorneys and different prosecutors, U.S. attorneys, and we review it with a judge. And based on all of that, we make a decision whether or not we have enough for a search warrant. If the judge approves, we go. Those are court orders.
And get more information like that and the judge approves, we should expect to see more of those?
Absolutely. Absolutely. These leads, for example, those days, right now, detectives are getting information, various leads, 30,000 leads, 40,000 leads, whatever the number is. They're out there paired up and going and chasing down leads. It could be a lead to Walmart. It could be a lead to a gun shop. It could be a lead on anything, DNA, whatever. They chase it down. Once they get to a point where they go, okay, wait a minute, this is really turning into something, maybe develop a person of interest, then they come back in and we do some more backup and backgrounds, and then that unfolds. So,
Okay, great. Wait, were you even listening? You haven't taken a single note this entire
Now you said that's your opinion. That's your opinion. Y'all got every right to speak your opinion, and don't you ever be afraid to speak your opinion, okay? Can't nobody tell you what to say, and can't nobody tell you what to think. Okay?
a search warrant served on 2 occasions. That can happen again today. It can happen tomorrow. It may not happen for another week or 2. It just depends on the lead. We chase leads. That's what investigations are about.
Is there any update today on where things stand with the DNA found in that glove? And the FBI talked about getting into CODIS.
We got the DNA back, and my understanding is this morning it was submitted for CODIS. I've not heard anything further.
Yeah. And I know the talk was working with Walmart and maybe some gun shops as well. Has anything come from that yet?
You know, they're just asking. They're taking around. Somebody said, oh, they've got 40 pictures. No, what they've done is just like everybody. The Ring camera video, they'll go to a gun shop and say, does this guy look familiar?
Why choose to do these interviews individually with media outlets rather than another press conference like you did early in the
So, so if you go back to the first press conference, okay, one, that was a little chaotic for everybody. It was mainly because.
Trust me, I went back to the first. I went back today too. What happened? I went to the first conference. Yeah, we did. The real deal did.
We had gotten, I think it was Sunday night, Monday morning, we completed our investigation at the scene, and so Monday morning they came in and briefed me.
So on Monday, y'all completed y'all investigation at the scene. It happened on that Sunday when they called him and he did his job. Okay. So he completed his investigation on that Monday. Ain't that what he just said? Well, his team did. Listen what it is.
you did early in the
So if you go back to the first press conference, okay, one, that was a little chaotic for everybody. It was mainly because we had gotten, I think it was Sunday night, Monday morning, we completed our investigation at the scene, and so Monday morning they came in and briefed me. The scene investigators came and briefed me. So I knew that I was getting a lot of calls from the media. And the way we deal here with local media is quite simple. They have full access to the sheriff. That's the transparency of this agency and the sheriff. I will never tell the media no comment.
See, y'all got to ask yourself. He's the sheriff of the county. After he completed his investigation on that Monday, why was it who called the FBI in this? He said he used to working with the FBI. He didn't mind the FBI working with him. But what did y'all, okay, so if you completed your investigation on a Monday, why did y'all lead? Why did your team lead a sloppy work pattern for the FBI to do? You know what I mean? That's the problem. Is when the FBI stepped in, y'all threw the Miss Nancy shirt was on the scene, but when the FBI did the case, it wasn't a blue shirt on the scene. Y'all doing it's y'all got to communicate. A lot of people don't like communication. They think communication is better than somebody else. Stop thinking you better than somebody else, because you all have to communicate. Everybody have their way of communication. But when the FBI stepped in, the shirt wasn't there. The blue shirt wasn't there. A lot of evidence that when y'all completed y'all investigation on that Monday, then when the FBI stepped in, which y'all didn't mind, because you already finished with your investigation, what is it that the FBI don't know? And why is it that y'all didn't share it with the FBI? Right. There's something going on here.
And they come to me, and so I felt like we've always had a great relationship. So we opened the door because now national media is calling, just like this. Hour after hour after hour, though, they kept piling in. We went from, I don't know, media outlets here locally around the state, maybe we get 10, 20 of them out, to over 400. I quickly realized this ain't going to work. Every hour on the hour having it. So we decided, let's do a press conference. But that press conference was done with no information really for us to give out, because we had processed the scene, we had submitted our evidence, and now we're waiting for the labs. Hundreds of questions about the scene, about this, that, and the other, and I just wasn't prepared to give that up.
But see, Sheriff, I know you had to wait on everything to come back from your team, but what I'm saying is, a press conference, you should have a lot to say. You didn't have to give us, you could have just told us, well, we are waiting, even if you have to repeat yourself, like me. You have to say, well, we waiting on da-da-da to come back, and da da da. Let the people know that you is working on the case. Let the people know that you are working on the scene and on the case.
I wanted to hear from my investigators more. We scheduled a press conference for 2 days later. That happened. They got all their questions. We gave them the timelines that we knew. We gave them what we knew, and we told them moving forward, there would be no more press conferences. Just to have press conferences. It doesn't make sense.
But why? You supposed to. I mean, I know. Okay, so we understand what you mean by you're not having any more press conferences. We understand that. Okay, we understand it. Okay, if y'all need to be working, but it seems like you stopped working. Like you know what's going on. Even if you waiting on evidence to come back, Nanos, you are doing an investigation. You can't just sell. I mean, come on, like you sell cover up. Is that what it sounds like? Y'all got to communicate, man. I don't know why people have a problem now with communication.
Work to do. Now, things are.
If you got hit,
God,
even if you
man.
were not driving,
Whew, Lord. Hold up, let me see what you saying.
Last week, where people were, the room was just, you can be campaigning against the sheriff all you want. Good for you, okay? I've been through two.
Y'all see, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Hold on for 1 second, y'all. Hold on for 1 second. 1 second. Hold on. Okay, y'all, I'm back.
Elections already. I'm still here. This isn't about that. But when you try to drive a wedge between two agencies, the FBI and the Sheriff's Department, that I'm going to step in and stop. Our relationship has been a great relationship, will always be a great relationship. Do you know why? Because it's vital to this agency. It's vital to the FBI that we work together. But you know what it's more vital to? It's more vital to this community that we work together, and we do so. And so when I saw that, those comments that came out,
Yeah, it's a political thing right now. It's a political party. Okay, it's political. Okay, start ignoring it. That's what's going on. Two different parties.
where that's when I said Friday I want to have as many of the bigger agents and bigger news media in here to clear that up.
I'm starting hesitant to see some of that misinformation out there, and I know it prompted you to clear the family. We don't see that a lot in these investigations during it, but gotcha.
So, look, in politics, you always have that, right? The ugliness comes out, and it's a shame. But when we talk about victims being re-victimized, what is really the purpose of cops? To protect.
So he said that the victims has been victimized. That's what's going on. Y'all victimizing the family.
To protect those who have been victimized, to be their voice. I have been a cop for 50 years. I'm not a good politician. I suck at it. But I am a good cop. And one thing I know is if you attack a victim, I'm going to step in and say something. I will be their voice. That family is suffering. They are hurting. And there is no cause, there's no justification for saying some of the things that were said out there in the media and social media. Just none.
Y'all, you got a group that is attacking the family. We still got people who is attacking Savannah family. Continuously put lies on social media about them, making them look like the victim. Make it look like they are the criminals, but they are the victims in this situation.
And I'm not going to tolerate it.
You know, you mentioned it earlier, but there has been a lot of outside criticism about your team and about the crime scene and things like that. You mention it when you see that from folks who are not from this community. You know, does it get under your skin? What has this been like for you over the last 2 weeks?
You know, people can be critics all they want. What I ask them is this, and how does that help them? How is it helping find Nancy?
They are Candy.
Be in my ear, be that white noise.
See, that's what's going on with the investigation. And what I'm reading to y'all, what I'm saying to y'all, they know what's going on. These people know what's going on. People gonna say evil stuff. So y'all got to know. You got to know how to ignore all that kind of stuff, because that's what we're dealing with in this world. Evil people, evilness. So you got to learn. You don't let the evil win. You got to be strong like me. Let them know. But he doing what he's supposed to do. But he got to control what he's doing. He know what he's doing. But he has to control what's going on.
And give your oratory about how the sheriff was at a basketball game. That's really helping out.
Well, Sheriff, when I first came on my content today, I brought it up that you was at a basketball game. I also brought up that you was at a basketball game. You shouldn't be at a basketball game doing an investigation. Y'all got to work. You can't just take no break. If I could have took breaks that I wanted to on my job before I retired, I would have did it. But I couldn't do it. Because if I didn't come to work then, I'm thinking something's going to happen to somebody in my class. Because y'all don't know how that person is. People have different personality. See, it is, when I first came on my content, I'm glad that you bringing up a lot of things that I said at the beginning of my content. You shouldn't be at a basketball game. On your off day, you should have been like me on my off day with the case. I wasn't going nowhere. I just watched Law and Order. I had to catch up with my Law and Order TV show. Even though it's an old TV show, but still, I love Law and Order, okay? I don't have time to deal with nobody's mental illnesses. I don't have time to deal with what they going through. I'm trying to focus on this case. So I took me a break out, look at my Law and Order. And that's what I did. So, what you a basketball game, you shouldn't be at no basketball game. You got work to do, brother. You got work to do. You can't be at no college basketball game. Your girl was missing. They called you. Mark Kelly called you. Hold on. Hold on. My phone on. Wait. The computer on. Hold on.
Does it get under your skin? What has this been like for you over the last 2 weeks?
You know, people can be critics all they want. What I ask them is this, and how does that help them? How is it helping find Nancy? Be in my ear, be that white noise, stand out here in the parking lot and give your oratory about how the sheriff was at a basketball game. That's really helping, huh? I'm sorry. Attack the sheriff all you want. I'm a tough guy. I'll take that. But do not attack the young men and women who work hard here every day. And don't assume you know. Don't stand there and say you support law enforcement when every year I've asked for more help from my law enforcement. I've asked for raises. I've asked for more staffing. I've asked for more equipment. And I've been turned down every year. So, you know, the politics of, look, there's no election this year. It's 3 years away.
What I just tell y'all. What I just tell y'all. What I just tell y'all. It's political. Her case don't turn politically. It ain't. It's weird.
Want to run for office? Run for office. But
I
that
told
has
y'all.
nothing to do with this. We're staying focused. My team is very focused. 24/7. We're finding Nancy.
And as this continues on, you know, there is some feeling of, at least from some folks we hear from the public, of fatigue, right? This has gone on for weeks, and some people feel like we're no closer to solving this now than we were day one. Has anything changed? Has the timeline been able to been tightened or altered at all from what you shared a couple weeks ago? Do you feel closer?
Absolutely, I feel closer. I feel closer. You know why? Because in part from what you guys have done, you've gotten us the leads we need, and we probably need more. And I feel closer because the community's been behind us. And, you know, you're going to have the haters, right? Haters are going to hate. That's okay.
Right.
I also know there's a lot of people.
Hey, listen to what that man just said. That's all I've been having since I've been doing this case. Listen what he just said. The hater is going to hate. The hater's going to hate. When you're doing something that they can't do, and they got an opportunity to do it over there on their channel. But they just think that they got a hater's going to hate, y'all.
Guys have done. You've gotten us the leads we need, and we probably need more. And I feel closer because the community's been behind us. And, you know, you're going to have the haters, right?
Right,
So
Missy.
haters are going to hate. That's okay. I also know there's a lot of people out there who support us and are watching for us and helping us solve this crime. And yes, there's progress made every day. But that progress is like, it ebbs and flows like any case. Every case does it. You get a lead, you track it, you get really excited, and then it finds out that it wasn't what we were hoping. And so you get these lows until the next lead comes, the next tip that gets you excited. Those are, if you'd have seen my team on Friday when they had that lead that, hey, we're going to do a search warrant, we think we're close, maybe Nancy will be there. And they went in, and then she wasn't. And they came down. The whole goal of mine is to keep my team motivated. Let's go. Keep. It doesn't take much to motivate those guys. Trust me, they're great young men and women. They do this job every day.
Awesome. Do you have a number of? Yeah, absolutely. Do you have an updated number of tips that have come in, and are those still helpful, or is it overrunning things?
No. We'll manage that. I don't want people to think, oh, this is too small. They've got enough to worry about. No, keep them coming in. That keeps us going. I think last Wednesday or so we had 18,000 here, 14,000 FBI. So we're saying 30-some thousand. I know when that video camera came out last week, that video image, that generated almost 5,000 an hour. So we're probably closer to 40,000 than we are 30,000.
Now he had a great and a good interview just then, a one-on-one interview. He said some interesting thing. Now since he made a great interview, let's listen to this. Thing changes.
Photographed by a reporter that were taken by investigators. The gloves, they didn't match in the database. And they didn't match any of those samples we obtained from the crime scene or the search warrant scene.
Sheriff Nanos is also speaking out about his announcement that the entire Guthrie family, the siblings and spouses, have been cleared of involvement in Nancy's disappearance.
That family has been through the ringer. They have done nothing but cooperated with this investigation at every step turn. We have taken their phones, we've taken their cars, we've processed their houses, we've interviewed them and interrogated. Look, they are victims.
And he told me he's convinced Nancy Guthrie is still alive.
I believe this individual is out there. I believe Nancy is out there.
Out there alive?
Alive.
Why do you believe that? Because
Why would I think she's dead?
Police helicopters continue to fly low and slow over Tucson in a desperate effort at detecting Nancy's heart pacemaker. Inside the chopper is a high-tech device known as a signal sniffer, like this one that can home in on a pacemaker transmission. Nancy's pacemaker sends out a signal that's 1 second long every 2 minutes, and in theory, it can be detected even if she's being kept alive in someone's basement. David Kennedy invented the device.
You just need one hit, just one tiny piece of transmission just to find exactly where she's at.
So even if, God forbid, Nancy Guthrie is not alive, that pacemaker still sends out a signal?
That's correct. So these pacemakers, they have lithium batteries that last several years.
Today we're getting unique insight into what Savannah and her family are going through from Mark Klass, whose 12-year-old daughter Polly was kidnapped in 1993 from her bedroom. After a 2-month-long search that riveted America, it was discovered that Polly had been murdered.
You become overwhelmed by anger. You don't sleep. You don't eat. Every ounce of your being is focused on trying to get a successful resolution and trying to get your loved one back. You're so fearful that this is going to end badly, and there's nothing that you can do.
And Sheriff Nanos is making a dramatic appeal to the kidnappers to release Nancy.
Just let her go. Just all ends. Just let her go. Take her to a park, a school, a hospital, anywhere. Just let her go.
I'm not gonna, well, y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comments section. Thank you.